Well, another week has passed and it's time to collect some coin and collect some cash and see how well my 8-bay self-serve car wash did last week. Had a couple days of rain, so I'm hoping that the nice sunny days made up for the couple days of lost revenue. If you're new here, this is an 8-bay self-serve car wash with one automatic that I purchased last year for $425,000, and I put another $80,000 into the renovation of the self-serve side and about $45,000 into renovating the automatic. When I had found this car wash, it was in pretty bad disrepair. The owner had just gotten tired of taking care of all the old, outdated equipment and tired of basically the daily duties that come along with owning a car wash. Customers break things, vandals try to break in. He had even gotten to the point where he had shut off the lights in the evening so people couldn't even see when they were vacuuming their cars in the dark, which is not a very good idea. You want lights to deter theft and vandalism. Not having any lights would simply encourage that kind of behavior. So I had negotiated with the owner and we came to an agreeable price and I purchased it. Almost immediately upon closing, we got to work renovating this. We shut it down for almost a month and a half and installed these new bay boxes that you see here. All this brick is brand new, so we could install these bay boxes, and we put a new coat of paint on everything, basically to let the public know that there was new ownership in town and this was not going to be the same old rundown wash that it was previously. That's pretty much what you have to do when you're taking over an old rundown car wash. So now it's been a little over a year and the best part of my week is coming down here and collecting the cash, collecting the coin, and tallying everything up and making these videos. Oh, here's a good one. Yeah. See what the cash looks like. Not too bad. This bay is usually the busiest one of the busiest, because it's right in the middle. Like right when you pull in, this is the first bay that you see. So we will see how well this one is here in a second. Had a coin jam. Not that great. Not as good as last week anyways. Cash is looking a little slim too. So this is it for the cash bays. My other meter boxes do not accept cash. And that's really just because when I renovated this, I found 4 boxes that someone was selling. And then I had to buy 4 more. And I also wasn't really sure if I wanted to accept cash in the bays, simply because I was worried about theft. I wasn't really sure if, people be trying to break into these very often or not, so I just opted not to put bill acceptors on the 4 of these that are closest to my building, closest to the bill changer. This is the second busiest bay. Oh yeah, this one's pretty good. Yeah. This one's pretty good also. Six down, 2 to go. is all right also. This guy's getting pretty heavy. Last one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got some dollar tokens in there too. Oh yeah. 2 hands. So I'm not collecting any of the vacuums, nor am I going to collect any of the vending or the automatic. Usually about mid-month I'll do that. They just, they take a lot more work to clean out those, and they don't really have a whole bunch of cash or coin in them. So I simply just do it halfway through the month on both of those. So I'm going to go ahead and separate the quarters from the token and cut that out of the video because it's pretty boring. And then we'll get to counting up all the quarters and collecting the rest of the cash. That was one of the heavier buckets that I've had in a while from the base. So I've got the token separated, 2 of these Cafe Du Monds, and a giant gallon jug of quarters here that we're going to go ahead and count up. People keep saying I put too much in here, but they don't get jammed up because I put too much in there. They get jammed up because people put crappy quarters into the coin acceptor. One dime got in there somehow. 3,008 quarters divided by 4. $752 in quarters. That's a little bit less than last week, but last week's included the vacuums, so not too bad actually. Now I've got to get the cash out of the bill dispensers. This is my busiest of the two. So there was about 2 days of kind of gloomy, rainy-ish weather, and this is the 8th day for my last collect. And actually, in the meantime, I received some more tokens because I kept running out. I explained that on my other videos. Walk-off tokens, people buy these, put them in their console, and they disappear for months on end, and then you run out of tokens. Sometimes they don't get used and you actually make money on them. I pay 52 cents for these. People buy them for $1. So if they don't ever use them, I make 48 cents. And let's check out this bad boy. It's heavy, I can tell you, it's heavy. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm surprised this thing isn't throwing a code, because this is plumb full. Oh yeah, this is just stacked full of cash. This is probably the most full I've ever seen this. Wow, that was very, very nice. Let's see what the other one's doing. This one doesn't get used as much unless the first machine is down. So yeah, this doesn't have as much in it. But nonetheless, this is very, very nice. So this is all the cash from the bill dispenser and the bays. Now I got to take this back to my office, count it up, and we'll see how much I did for the week. Okay, so I'm back at my office. Let's count up the cash and see how well I did for the week. This is going surprisingly well. Normally it errors out about 15,000 times before I get this far. Oh. Yeah, here we go. Not sure if it was that one or that one. $2,133. Okay, so the cash total for last week was $2,133. The coin total was $752. My credit total for the self-serve bays was $1,696.25. And my credit for the automatic was $632, bringing my grand total for last week to $5,213.25. Again, this doesn't include any of the vacuums, and it doesn't include any of the cash for the automatic. Almost forgot the reject bills, which total $17, which brings my actual total for the week to $5,230.25. Not too bad considering there was a couple rainy days in there. This is actually on par with what the previous weeks have been doing throughout this month. So not too bad. Be sure to join me on next week's video where I'm going to tally up all the revenue and go over all the expenses for the month to find out what my actual cash flow is. I appreciate you watching. If you're interested in cash businesses or laundromats, be sure to check out my links in the description below. As always, till next time.